Hello there. Yes, I'm making this and I'm being a bit of a jerk while I'm making this. But November 18th of this year, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet releases, and I'm going to be doing a 24-hour stream, and I would like to see you all there. That's right, November 18th. That's a Friday, 24-hour stream. I will be doing it, and I will be having fun. So come on by, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, do all that stuff, and yeah, we'll have fun. So it was about a week ago now, a little under a week ago, no, maybe a little over a week ago, that Henry Cavill has officially stepped down as Geralt of Rivia and is going to be replaced by lesser Hemsworth brother. Not Chris. Wait, is it Chris? I don't remember. But because of all this, we've had speculations. Did did our boy Henry leave because of creative differences? Did he leave? Well, probably because of creative differences. Did he leave because solely he has the Superman role again? Is his workload just too big? Probably a mixture of all of those. But as much as I'm happy to see Henry move on to greener pastures, sad to see him go, some people aren't ready to see Henry leave just yet as The Witcher. And petition for The Witcher to bring Henry Cavill back crosses 100,000 signatures. And this petition's interesting because it's more than just to bring Henry Cavill back. It's to replace the writers and bring Henry Cavill back. Because people realize the only reason Henry has left is because the writers hate the source material. Henry loves the source material, and people want Henry Cavill to be Geralt because they've grown fond to him. Henry is a wonderful Geralt, but I think the damage is done, and as much as I like these fans for trying to get this back, I think he's gone. He's off to greener pastures, guys, and I'm sorry. But let's get into the article. Henry Cavill announced his exit from Netflix The Witcher not too long ago, and it caused an uproar among the show's fan base. Yeah, it did actually. In response, one fan launched a petition calling for the show to bring Cavill back and instead fire the writers. Launched on change.org, which change.org sometimes works, sometimes it doesn't, so be careful on all that. The petition recently shot past 100,000 signatures a week after being posted. At the time of writing, there are 1,128 signatures. I believe it's getting up to close to 112, I think is what it's sitting at. I haven't looked. Jed said something about, I could be getting that number wrong. It could still be smaller than that, but Jed said something on the round table today. Shout out to Jed, Hollywood scholar. Great dude. The petition assumes that Cavill left due to creative differences with the show executive producers, writers, and showrunner Lauren S. Hissrich, which, let's be fair, that's predominantly what we are believing, and that's what all signs point towards. Because Henry Cavill is a geek bro. Henry Cavill is a fantastic person. Henry Cavill loved the source material, and as this article gets into, the producers, writers, and showrunners hated the source material. And they get right here, who it states disliked Andrzej Spakowski's novels, the source material that inspired the show. It's a sentiment those who have signed the petition appear to share, with many citing the writer's room as their reason. It should be noted that while there have been criticisms of creative decisions made throughout the Netflix series, there's been straight out disdain. Like, people don't like this show because of what it does to the source material. That's broad criticisms. That's disdain for what you've done. And the one moment in season 2 that people actually liked was when Henry Cavill took the source material when Roach died and did it exactly like the source material. Everybody loved it. Was renowned. But Lauren Hisrich wanted to turn that moment into a joke. The belief that the writers' room were not themselves fans of the source material was galvanized after former writer Bia Demer claimed during a Q&A, "I've been on show, namely Witcher, where some of the writers were not or actively disliked the books and games, even actively mocking the source material. We know this. We've seen this time and time again." Let's step away from The Witcher real quick and let's go over to She-Hulk. The She-Hulk writers didn't know She-Hulk. They hated She-Hulk. They just used She-Hulk to do their virtue signaling and their therapy sessions to make themselves feel better. They didn't write She-Hulk. They wrote themselves as She-Hulk. Cavill himself has not publicly specified his reason for leaving the show. However, recent reports suggest it was indeed because he did not agree with the Witcher producers. In fact, the actor is said to have considered leaving the project while season 2 was in post-production. It's uncertain if the decision was made then, but it has been suggested the producers looked at potential replacements and selected Liam, not Chris, it was Liam Hemsworth. See, he's the lesser Hemsworth brother, and we don't actually remember him. While season 3 was in production. That's recent reports because, and there's two sides to this. There were reports from Lauren Hisrich coming out and saying, hey, Henry's too difficult to work with. We want to change Henry. We want to get rid of Henry. But it became very obvious that Henry was too difficult to work with because Henry wanted to stay true to the source material and not continue with this bastardization of projects that he once worked on. Now, Liam Hemsworth, and this was, I learned this from Jed today as well, and I shout out to Hollywood Scholar and Jed. He's a fantastic dude. But Liam Hemsworth says he's a fan of The Witcher, but he's only played Witcher 3. He has not read the books like Henry, he has not played the games like Henry, and he doesn't know the source material as well as Henry does. So we have that to deal with. But Liam Hemsworth, let's be real, has only come in because he's a Hemsworth, but he's the lesser Hemsworth. He's moderatively attractive, but more than likely, he's going to play ball with Lauren Hisrich and do whatever the heck they want him to do. Hemsworth casting was announced at the end of October, along with The Witcher Season 4, though this was after news of Season 4 and 5's development had surfaced. Season 3 will mark Cavill's last appearance as Geralt of Rivia, with Hemsworth taking over in the season that followed. Hemsworth himself stated at the time, "As a Witcher fan, I am over the moon about the opportunity to play Geralt of Rivia. Henry Cavill has been incredible Geralt, and I'm honored that he's handing me the reins and allowing me to take up the White Wolf's blade for the next chapter of his adventure." Now, we can hope that Hemsworth pushes back similarly to Cavill, because I hate to say this, and I hope I'm wrong. I 100% hope I'm wrong, but I think the reality is you're not going to get Chris back at, not Chris, you're not going to get Henry. Why do I have Chris Hemsworth on the brain? You're not going to get Henry back as Geralt. Henry has officially moved on to greener pastures. He's Superman again. People are excited to see Henry Cavill Superman. He wants to be Henry Cavill. He wants to be Superman. He is perfect for the role of Superman. And we're happy about that. But he's also going to be in the Mass Effect series. Could be bad, could be good. He's planning on being in the remakes of Highlander. He has a lot of stuff on the horizon. And though if everything was going good on The Witcher, he'd probably also remain The Witcher. But because everything's just so muddied over there, he doesn't want to be there anymore. And to get rid of both the writers and the producers and the showrunner, to get rid of all of them over at Netflix, you're not going to get that done anytime soon. Unless they get Me Too'd. Let's be fair. It's certainly currently uncertain how Cavill's departure will impact the rest of the franchise. It will probably destroy the franchise. It will probably destroy Netflix's whole Witcher show and the Witcher universe. Because Henry Cavill is so beloved, people are going to come in to watch and see what Hemsworth does, but if people aren't going to like it as much as they like Henry, because Henry is a likable dude. And we'll show, I saw this clip again on the roundtable. Shout out to those guys, Adam, Jed, why am I blanking on his name? Dre, Dragon Lady, and Grumpy. They're fantastic people over there, and I hop on from time to time. But they talked about it over there. And Cavill is such an important figure, and Cavill is such a wonderful figure, and he's a champion for the nerds for a specific reason, and we'll get into it after this. But Netflix has plans for Witcher Sirens of the Deep, which don't know what that's going to be, a prequel series, Witcher Blood Origin, and even more. Blood Origin could possibly work if it's not focusing on Geralt, but you need your Witcher main show to be strong in order for everything else to work. You take a look at that Witcher anime. That anime was fantastic. But if your main show is being overshadowed by a prequel anime, then what's the whole point? Because you need your main Witcher show to run smoothly in order for everything else to flow. And if your main Witcher show fails because Henry's no longer there, and people don't want to watch Hemsworth try to copy Henry, what's the point? But I'm gonna use some of this right now, just a little bit, and we'll show you why Henry Cavill is so beloved. And this is an interview for The Witcher, and this came out 2 years ago or so, but I'm gonna make sure my volume's on. But it's just a simple interview with Henry Cavill.
If you make a superhero movie, you have great intentions, but there are always going to be a small yet vocal group of people there can kind of just be toxic.
He's talking about the fans that love Henry and just want their source material to say true, and Henry has the greatest response ever, because the moment he hears toxic fans, Henry pushes back.
I understand what you're saying, but when it comes to fans, it is a fan's right to have whatever opinion they want to have. And people are going to be upset because, especially when you're talking about books or games, because you're never going to be the exact person who they had in their head. Or
that's it. He said it perfectly. Fans have the right to be outraged, have the right to have their own opinions, have the right to be upset. And he said it perfectly there. He said, because you're never going to be what the fan intended. You're never going to be perfect. You're never going to be this or that or what otherwise. But they have the right. And they're perfect for having that right.
Or who they played on Witcher 3, for example. I don't necessarily consider that toxic. I just consider that passionate.
See? This is why people love Henry. This is why people want Henry as the Witcher. This is why people want Henry as Superman. This is why we have high hopes for Mass Effect. This is why we hope. Because when it came out that Henry Cavill was planning on being in the remakes of Highlander, Henry comes out and goes like, yeah, I'm reading all the books and I'm getting back in touch with my Scottish heritage because I want to do this properly for them. Henry is geek prime. I've constantly said that. He is a fantastic person. People love him, and he respects fans because he is a fan. He is one of us. And he's just our prime version because, I mean, look at him. He looks 100 times better than I do. But with that, guys, give me your thoughts down in the comments below. Are you sad to see Henry leave? Are you happy to see Henry gone? Well, let me rephrase that one. Are you happy to see that Henry Cavill is going to be in projects that he probably has more input on and could potentially have a better time at? And if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Share it out with all your friends. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell for every time I put out a video and go live. And I will see you all on the next one. Bye for now.